Okay, what do you want to talk about today?
Today I want to talk about something that was in the news this week.
Okay, what was in the news?
In the news this week, it came out that 2 Princeton grads decided to purchase occupancy for 2 hotels in Waikiki. And what they wanted to do is invite 150 college students to enjoy the university experience in a posh luxury hotel location for the next fall semester. You gonna ask me any questions?
And what do you think about that?
What I think about that is that this is the newest evolution of capitalism, of a way to extract resources without concern on how those resources that you're extracting has an impact on the community around. In none of their ads or any of their interviews, I've heard absolutely zero about the well-being of the community. I've heard zero about the provision of student services such as mental health services or other kinds of advocacy that will be present in the hotel with them. I've heard nothing about what their backup plans for COVID protocols would be, because if 150 students are introduced into Hawaii, there is a context into which they're being introduced. For several days now, Hawaii has continued to increase in coronavirus cases. We know that Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders have a much higher rate of contracting the disease, on par with the racial disparities displayed across the nation for Black and Indigenous people of color, and their contraction rates being higher than their representation in the population. And while they say that they want the students to enjoy like a quality experience that they may have otherwise missed out on, what they fail to address is the average college experience does not include adhering to strict protocols no matter how much you try to enforce them. So I worry that these students will be in these hotels and then actively take this out into our communities, and their behaviors may impact our actually already struggling infrastructure of health provision.
Which we're already reaching max capacity or expected to reach max capacity of our ICU beds. So what do we want to do about it?
So the first thing is I want to appeal to these 2 Princeton grads and their intellect. There are tons of scholars who actually come from your university, including Cornell West, that appeal and advocate to the social responsibility of humankind, to think beyond their own personal gain, and to demonstrate a commitment to steward resources with a listening ear to those who are there. So my first ask is for them to actually reach out to local people to hear our voices and our concerns and our absolute objections to this form of capitalism. My second ask is for anyone watching this video, if you'd like to take action, in the links below we'll include a petition that goes to the Hawaii Tourism Authority and asks for them to oppose this measure. I am going to include the links for all of the folks who are involved in the university experience, and also include a link to a template letter if you'd like to send this letter to our governor and to our other officials or abroad to influence these decisions that are being made without consideration of the impact that it has on the well-being of our community.
We'll have all that in the description of the video.
So thanks for joining us today on this installment of Indigenous Perspectives. If you have other ideas about how to address this, or you have other topics that you'd like to be discussed, please be sure to include them in the comments. Thanks.